Hello everyone, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigator's Tarot, here to bring you a few readings. Hi, have a look at the general energies that are about at the minute. Yeah, we'll just have a look, see what's going on. I hope my mic doesn't peter out, but because I didn't have it on the charger, so hopefully it's okay. Anyway, we'll have a look and see what's going on with the general energies this week. For the collective, the general energies for the collective. Oh. Already things are wanting to fly about all over the place. Energies are a little ungrounded at the minute. A bit flighty, if that makes any sense. So in the past, we have the Five of Earth, which is about being left out in the cold, also financial, not destitution, but the finances aren't great in the Five of Earth. So I think there is a lot of stress that's going on a financial level for a lot of people at this point in time. That's been coming up quite a bit. Sorry. Yeah, and also too a feeling of being left out in the cold too. I know that there's a lot going on at the moment for a lot of people. Lots of shifts and changes and kind of explosions of energy within each and every single person. It's like this explosive energy that just builds and builds and builds and then kind of, releases and sometimes can cause a little bit of heartache, heartbreak, and feeling left out in the cold. So if you're feeling left out in the cold at the moment and any sort of heartbreak from what may have occurred in the last few weeks, in the last week especially, then you're not alone. There's so much going on at the moment. We also have the King of Earth, which is can be an King of Earth, which is actually can mean a male, or it can mean these type of masculine energies that are coming onto the earth plane right now, which are very, very grounded and full of reciprocity. So this particular person, and quite grounded in the financial sense as well. So the Ace of Fire, and we have the Two of Air, which is about balance, Ten of Air, which is about burdens. But, when I look at this card here, because we do have the Ace of Fire, which is literally about movement forward and taking action on moving forward. So a lot of people who may have been feeling like they were in the cold, even with these heartbreak energies, there's a reason why this is occurring for a lot of people. And it's literally about codependence. And a lot of us can feel like we have not been codependent, on other people because we're quite independent. But when it comes to on an emotional level, a lot of us can be and can feel codependent on another. That's what's coming up. And it has been coming up for the last week. I did a reading last week for a friend of mine, and she and I both were experiencing the literal resolving of that codependent energy that we'd had with some people in our lives. And it was like a complete releasing of that. But in the meantime, it had been causing quite a lot of chaos, in the form of being left out and also in the heart's center. So it literally was a releasing of that codependent energy. And so both her and I had been experiencing it. So if you are experiencing any type of codependent energy on another, and the thing is, because we are so independent, a lot of us are so independent, we think, and emotionally independent, quite often it can come as quite a surprise, that we are literally have these codependent feelings for another, or or, like a kind of like relying on someone else to make us happy, which is just, and when you release that, you realize, oh my God, I have been really codependent on that other person. So what has been coming up for a lot of us has been the codependency energy and it being released for a lot of us. When I look at the 10 of air, when you look at this, it's kind of like, this is in the advice column. And this is literally about blowing off any of those energies that we think are holding us back. It's not really anything that's holding us back except ourselves. But of course, this is energy, and energy is coming up now to be released. And sometimes it can build and build and build like a pressure cooker. And when it does release, it's kind of like this amazing feeling when it does release. And that literally looks like it when it releases, those burdens when it releases. So yes, codependence coming up for a lot of us. I was going to do a separate video about the codependence, but I never got around to it. So I'm doing it today. So the Queen of Air, yes, this is about truth. The Queen of Air is literally about taking no prisoners, and also it's about literally the truth and taking that sword and cutting away anything that does not feel in any way truthful to ourselves. And we're also beginning to see that on an outer level as well, the truth of what's really going on the planet, and also as within, so without. So we cannot lie to ourselves anymore. Those energies that are building and building literally will not allow us to live in denial or falsehood anymore. We literally have to move up and out of that, and to cut away anything that is no longer truthful for ourselves. We also have the Two of Fire, which is also to looking out and seeing what we'd like for ourselves to manifest for ourselves upon this earth plane. And when I talk about manifestation, for me, it's always about manifesting what is already in alignment with all that is. And when we come into alignment with all that is, then manifestation becomes almost immediate, because we are in alignment and we are all at one with all it is. And then it literally happens on its own accord anyway. So the Fool, that's also about jumping into the unknown and starting again. So for some of us, it can literally mean just starting completely again on an emotional level. And it's more about emotional independence this time, instead of relying on others to move us forward. Because at this time, the feminine energies are literally leading the way, and it's literally going to shift us and move us out into something a lot clearer and not as dense, lighter. And to finish off, we have the Queen of Earth. So that's also about grounding those energies, those independent, emotional, independent energies as we move forward, and allowing whatever needs to go from our lives and allowing it to just move on out, because it was never meant to be in your life for that long anyway. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So this is literally about dropping codependence and moving into emotional independence for all of us. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I shall see you anon. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you next week. Bye for now.